Resto Shaman Mage Tower. There's a spec I'll be using for this challenge. It's a pretty standard spec. The gear, or the trinkets. It's my off spec, so these are rate find trinkets. We're using the roots for self heals, it's pretty good. And the neck piece for the bubble. Here's the weapon. I got the +5 item level in each one of my artifacts, you know, because we're that far into Legion now that we can do that. Make sure you have your food buff. Make sure you have your rune, your flask. If you don't want to use a feast, I recommend mastery buff or a crit buff. I prefer mastery. I mean, that is still the best stat for Resto, no matter what anybody says. So here in the stage 1, we're going to be faced with 3 types of mobs for in 5 waves total. First wave is just your Arbalest. That's our first mob. Arbalest has one ability you have to watch out for. It's called the Mana Sting. If it hits you, it drains your mana, drastically drains your mana, and does quite a bit of damage. The way you avoid getting hit by that is just make sure that you line up that arrow that's going to be coming up. Well, you'll see it when she actually does it. The arrow that's going to be coming up, just line it up with one of your other party members. Just make sure they take the hit, but if they do take the hit, make sure you heal them up, because it does do quite a bit of damage. They could definitely die to that. There it is. Just line it up. Help your party do damage whenever you can. Get off this stage as quickly as possible. This is a difficult stage. Next wave is going to be a mage and an arbalest. Obviously, same rules apply for the arbalest. The mage has an ability called Arcane Blitz. It's very similar to, actually, it might be the exact same thing the Black Robe Cult has, because that's where this challenge kind of takes place. So it makes them do more damage. So interrupt it, purge them, stun them. I'm a Tauren, so I have an extra stun. Alright, once the mage is done, you could go ahead and help them destroy the arbalest. And the challenge with the arbalest is they do teleport and do the Mana Sting. A lot of times they will start shooting your hunter right there, the Granimer. I don't know what kind of a jerk shoots a grandma, but that's what they do. So keep an eye out for her, because she's usually not in range for your AoE heals or any of that, if that's what you're trying to do. So there's the third wave. We got a mage and the soldier. Soldier's the new one here. Obviously, same rules for the mage. Keep him stunned, dispelled, interrupted. Soldier does a little AoE. Right there it goes, doing its little AoE, knife dance, whatever. That's the first ability. Then the second ability he has, he's gonna focus you. Almost always you. It is possible that he won't focus you, but it's almost always you. When he does that, go ahead and pull him. You can kite him if you want it. To be honest, so you can throw out your Earthbind Totem and kite him, but I don't. That's, you have self-healing trinket or legendaries on for that reason, so you don't really be taking that much damage. But when he does focus, I find it a great time to kind of pull him in right there, make the party a little bit tighter, get some AoE heals on everyone, because a lot of times the grandma, like I said, is going to be out of range for him. This wave is going to be a little harder because it's 2 soldiers and a mage. Mage is the priority, and the party usually focuses the mage because they're not completely useless, but they're pretty bad. Go ahead and use your Ancestral Guidance just to keep everybody alive. This wave, if you can get away with using only the Ancestral Guidance, awesome. Save everything else for the last wave. I'm going to be using the Bloodlust and Ascendance in the last wave. Earthlink Totem, probably going to use that then too, and maybe even the AoE heals totem. I'm not sure about that one though. The AoE healing totem you can use here if it becomes too big of a problem, because this wave does have quite a bit of AoE. The other issue that could happen in this wave is your party might decide to focus on 2 different soldiers instead of trying to get one of them down. That becomes a huge issue, because now you have 2 guys up for a lot longer. If there's just one of them alive, they're really not that hard to heal through. As a matter of fact, I even use this kind of a stage when there's only 1 soldier alive to kind of just let myself get a little bit of mana back, because you get more mana than you have to use when it's just one of them. At least I find. Not a lot, maybe you get like 2-3% back. That's pretty nice. So here we go, last wave. Go ahead and Bloodlust. Make sure your party's able to get these down as quickly as they can. This wave does have one of each. It's a Mage, which is going to get focused, an Arbalist, which for whatever reason is going to be fought last, and a Soldier. So that becomes a huge problem. There we go. Use the Totem, keep everyone alive. Use your artifact ability often. Learn how to time it, because it could be a little bit of an issue if you don't. Like for instance, in the last wave, I used that as a way to get mana back. I actually also use it to get some cooldowns back. You know, don't kill them too quickly, because you want to get a little bit of cooldowns back, and you know you'll be okay on the mana level. We're okay on mana right now. As long as you're not getting hit by mana stings, you should be alright. So once he's down, it becomes a little bit easier. It's just the Arbalest to watch out for. Whenever there's only one mob, it's not that difficult. Unless you're out of mana, then it is an issue. Make sure you have mana pots, by the way. I mean, you could. I rarely use them, but it is nice to have them and use them. And look at that, I almost had my tank die. Keep focused and keep an eye out on your tank. That mana sting does hurt. I can't stress that enough. If it doesn't hit you, it's going to hurt whoever it does hit. Now you have a little bit of time. Stage 2 is basically just like a buffer stage. You have time to loot if you want combat looting, like I always combat loot. Get some mana back if you brought food and drinks. Definitely use this to get mana back. If not, there's no timer on this stage, so you could theoretically stand here for the next 10 minutes getting your mana back and waiting for Bloodlust to cool down. If that's the route you want to take, you can. That's definitely an option. So once you catch up with your party in this little hallway here, you're gonna get trapped. They're gonna get trapped, and you're gonna have a bunch of eyes pop up. There they are. The biggest issue with those eyes is if they're actually on top of you, they're doing damage. And the longer they're alive, the more damage they do. If you kill every single one you kill blows up and does damage. So you want to be very careful here with how many you kill and how quickly you kill them. I recommend not killing more than 2 at a time, because that's definitely going to hurt you. There, see, look at that. I killed 2 of them. I took quite a bit of damage. Gonna heal up. You can do AoE. You know, you can get them low. It's not gonna. One chain lightning is not gonna kill them. But just be aware that they do move towards you, and they do they do quite a bit of damage when they die. So go ahead and kill the last one. Now you have the Fel Orbs, unstable Fel Orbs. When they're touching you, they do. I'm not really sure what they do. They do something, but they get died to almost anything. Well, they were one-shot killable. The Batman doesn't do much. Go ahead and just kill him and his bats. Fel Orbs also do respawn. Usually, there's 2 of them already back up. After you kill the Batman and you get rid of the unstable orbs back there, you're going to be faced with a gate on your left. There it is. There's going to be 4 mobs here. Well, friendlies, I guess. Dispel that one that's feared, because if he touches you, you get feared. That becomes a huge issue. These 3 are dying to a dot very slowly. You got to get all 3 of them up. You don't have to actually get them all up, but heal them up, get them to 100%. Once you heal them over 100%, that dot disappears and they're fine. If you do not heal one of them, they actually die to the dot. They turn into one of the mobs you face in stage 1. So a soldier, arbalist, or a mage. And you're also going to want to be using these 3 to fight this next mob right here, this arbalist. She does the mana sting, so when she teleports and it's ready to hit you with the mana sting, just go hide behind one of the mobs you just healed up. Let them take it for you. I'm sure they're not going to like it, but whatever. So there's the mana sting. It hits him. He runs away. If for whatever reason you're not doing a whole lot of damage in your Resto Spec, you want all 3 of them alive so you can actually go behind the next one if she does happen to do a second mana sting. I've never even come close to having her do a second one, but that's fine. This gate, you have a bunch of unstable orbs just chain lightning your way through. Then you get up to the last gate. I'm sure you notice you have a timer to save your allies. But you get plenty of time. It's not even an issue. Let me look at how much time I have left, and I'm at the last part. So here, all you have to do is kill the Inquisitor and all of these eyes. The eyes, same rules apply. Do not kill them too quickly, and if they're on you, they do quite a bit of damage. Not too quickly. I mean, don't kill too many of them. You can kill them as quick as you want, as long as you're not killing more than one or two at a time. So take that one down, taking a bit of damage. Here, I didn't actually notice, but apparently that one right there is on top of me and doing a bit of damage to me. I didn't even notice that. I thought I had it covered. I thought we were fine. Next thing I know, my health is low. I kill him and I'm dead. So I have to use my reincarnate, which is really embarrassing because that's a huge advantage that you have in here. As long as none of your allies are dead and you have a reincarnate, you can use it. You dying doesn't end the challenge. So I could have used the reincarnate in the next stage, which is the hardest stage. So now I lost that little advantage. But here is your last sort of buffer zone. As soon as I open that gate, the next stage starts. So if you want to get, rebuff, wait for your bloodlust to cool down, or whatever, take a water break, don't open that gate. Once you do, it starts. Otherwise, you can just sit here and wait for, whatever you need to wait for. I'm going to use a little bit of time here to talk about the next stage. It's going to be the final boss. Your allies are going to think the other is possessed. So, Granny is going to think the other two are possessed, and so on and so forth. They're going to be fighting each other. The final boss is going to find that to be hilarious. They're going to be fighting each other. Your job is to keep them alive. The hardest part about that is if two of them decide to focus on one, that becomes an issue. That's going to be a little bit harder to heal. Otherwise, just with your healing stream totem, healing rain, and various other AoE heals that you're going to be dropping, should keep them alive. It's not, too bad. You should be okay. The boss is going to be in the middle with a huge bubble on him, and you see the spirits that you have off in the corners there, behind the railing. He's going to summon 3 waves. Well, actually, maybe more than 3 waves, but I doubt it. 3 waves of each of those spirits. So it's going to be 3 spirits coming towards him. Each one that hits him, your job is to heal 8 of them. So you can't let any of them hit him. It's going to be 3 waves, so you can let maybe 1 or 2 hit them. But the longer you go, the harder the next part of this stage is going to become. And the reason is each one that actually gets to the boss, once you heal the 8, each one that actually reached them is going to become one of the mobs that you fought in the first stage. So Arbalist, Mage, or Soldier. And it's going to make the next part extremely difficult. So start off, when he gets those 3, start off using Ancestral Guidance. Get 3 of them up. If none of them get to the boss, that's great. You're in great shape. If 1 gets through, it's okay. If 2 get through, you're in a little bit of trouble. If 3 get through, you're probably screwed in the next stage. Here's wave 2. Another 3 coming. Go ahead and pop your Ascendance. Get them up. Kind of wish you would grab the next wave quicker while Ascendance was still available, but that's okay. So we got them. We got them all. Great. So that's 6 out of 8. We're gonna need 2 more. Basically, in this next wave, if you get 2 of them before the 3rd one reaches him, then that's awesome. You have 0 to deal with. And that's nice the way they lined up. You can get a couple AoE pops on them if you wanted to. Also, one of the reasons why I grabbed Undulation as my first talent, because that 3rd heal becoming extremely powerful is awesome. So now you heal them, you're good, you're in great shape. Boss is stunnable, go ahead and stun him. Go ahead and Bloodlust to benefit your allies, even if it's not cooldown for you, at least they can do more damage. You're not required to do that much damage. So there are 2 abilities here, that leap that drops foul stuff on the ground, and that Ignite Soul. Ignite Soul does damage to your entire party based on how much health you have. So it's, all you have to do is just make sure you're not at 100% health, but you don't want to be too low either, because after the Ignite Soul pops off, he jumps on you like that, so that can become a huge issue. Otherwise, just stay to the edges. Make sure the Felfighter is not covering the room too much. Kind of try to get him to line up on top of it. Drop Felfires on top of each other whenever you can. Keep him stunned. Do as little bit of damage as you can on him. Make sure that Ignite doesn't kill your party. That was close. Oh man, that tank almost died. So yeah, let's keep everyone alive. 33. Below 30 health. Yeah, we're getting close, so we're almost there. Just keep it going. See, I had a little bit too much health because everybody took quite a bit of damage. Use whatever cooldowns you have available. Keep them alive. Um, Granny, again, she's range, so she's not. A lot of times she's gonna be out of AoE healing. So Ignite Soul is up again. There you go. And you got him. That's it. That's it. He's done. Good job. That's Mage, Resto Shaman Mage Tower challenge done. There's gonna be a little bit of RP here. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. They're gonna talk. Great, good job. Everyone did awesome. And then the portal pops up. You can go ahead and take it to Dalaran and turn it in. The turn in is gonna be right there in the Violet Citadel. So that's what the appearance looks like.